Uh, RPG a day, day six. Okay, let's see what's today's question. You can game every day for a week. Describe what you do. Well, this is pretty much a fantasy scenario, as this is usually next to impossible to achieve. But let's say that everybody I want to get involved in the game I'm going to be playing in has summer vacation at the same time, and we've planned this maybe like a year prior or something like that. My dream scenario would be to get all my like foreign role playing games and get everybody under the same roof. Maybe everybody chips in for like a rental cottage by a lake or something like that, and then we'd get to game every day for that whole entire week, and that sort of thing. That would be really really my kind of deal. So what I would do is well, I would perhaps have this kind of a thing where I would come up with some sort of a main campaign for a setting, for a role-playing game setting, something where the setting is very vast. Maybe something like take maybe some kind of like a capital city of a fantasy world, or something like that. Something very vast where there's a whole lot of regular people all around. And what I would do is that I would take it upon myself to run a 7-day, a whole week long campaign where I would basically pace it in a way that, okay, there's something like 7 sessions in the game. And what I would do is that there would be the main plot of all the player characters, going on this sort of more of an epic kind of journey, something where it's like the fate of the world, dragons, gods, something like that, where they're like these, really like epic type of characters. And what I would do with that is that for every one of my players, who are of course all seasoned storytellers themselves as well, every day, let's say like the afternoon would be this 1 week long campaign thing, and maybe before noon, maybe the mornings or maybe the midday kind of part of the day would be dedicated to one shots. And what I would do is that I would have each of these one shots that happen every day be set in the same campaign setting. Let's say I would take something like the King's Landing from A Song of Ice and Fire, or something like that, where the main characters are involved with all the politics that go on in there. And then on the one shots, what I would do is have each one shot be run by a different player, and the one shots would be something from the point of view of the kind of common man, the kind of characters that are the kind of NPCs that fall outside of the main plot's characters' radars. When you walk past a town, you don't know what's going on behind every wall in every house, kind of thing. There might be some really dramatic stuff going on in there. There might be some really like hopeless, tragic situations being, going on in a lot of people's lives and whatnot, where their entire kind of the universe of their life is, in this kind of small little street corner there that's completely like outside of your radar when you're, doing this epic level stuff, in the main plot kind of thing. And by that, I would really want to do something that provides a lot of different kind of perspective, where let's say like in a superhero game, maybe the main plot is about stopping an intergalactic invasion, where if the main characters don't win the day, all of Earth's population will be completely destroyed and annihilated. So because of that, they can't like pay attention to every single life that gets caught in the crossfire with that. But then you would do these one shots where it would focus on those kind of people who are in the crossfire there, something like that, where for example, the DC Adventures Midnight City campaign that I have posted on my channel, I had this idea in my head that where I would run these small, short campaigns using the World of Darkness rules for mortal humans, to run these kind of, what it's like to be a regular Joe Blow in that kind of a setting where it's basically like a hell on earth in a modern setting in the city. And the main campaign was from the point of view of superheroes fighting supervillains. But if it's if the world has gone that much to hell, there's regular street level people who have to deal with all sorts of scavengers and violent people and all sorts of personal tragedies and whatnot. So it could be like the main plot is like action adventure, and those like one shots would be something like more like very serious like dramas and tragedies and whatnot. But I would leave that up to the people running them. We would just kind of all agree on a campaign setting and on the main kind of main points of it, who rules what and what gods are worshipped here and that sort of thing. So if it would be something where it's been like a year in the making, this little 1 week escapade of everybody, like a couple of American friends coming over, a Dutch friend here and a British friend here and me from here and that sort of thing, everybody thrown together in in a cottage somewhere, it might be a lot of fun. That's my kind of fun when it comes to summer and spending time with your friends and that sort of thing. Go fishing on the lake, fire up the sauna, and play some role playing games alongside some fine ass food and stuff like that. Put the fireplace on and roll some dice. Sounds like good time to me. So yeah, that's day 6, and see you tomorrow for day 7.